Okay, let's go ahead here and play the first 3 holes at Ingleby Barwick Golf Course. This is the first hole, 360 yard par 4. Everything on the fairway slopes left to right, as you can see, so I sent this one up the left. Went a little bit high, but not too bad, about 200 yards down the fairway. So second shot has left me about 160 into the green. I've pulled my 7-iron, which normally goes about 150, but it is all downhill. Again, everything slopes to the right, so I'm aiming slightly up the left. But as with all second shots after a decent first shot at my handicap, it did not go well. I've struck this one out of the toe and you'll see it head up left into the rough. Third shot sees me up here in the left rough with still about 50-60 yards to go after that miss hit. Cart path impeded my stance here, so I get to take a drop. Again, I'm just aiming towards the left-hand side of the green here. Everything's still moving off to the right. I'm quite happy with this strike. It definitely gets up in the air and is heading in the direction I want. And then when it lands, you might see here I do take a nice little kick to the right, just onto the green. So a chance to start with par here. Quite a long putt, probably about 20 feet or so. I'm not super confident with the putter, but on this occasion, hit it pretty well, rolls end over end, and just drops into the hole. You can see how happy I am that that one went down for par. On to the next. Second hole at Ingleby is a 145 par 3. I'm taking a 7-iron, it's 150, but it is slightly downhill. What you can't see from here is that there's water all around the front of the green. River tees off to the right of the green, and a big pond to the left of the green. I've pulled this one right, which I'm not super happy with, so I've decided to take a provisional just in case I can't find it or it's gone into the water. And the provisional, of course, goes straight left with a bit of overcompensation. Just about to explain here that I did find my ball, but it was in an unplayable position right up against a tree, so I took a drop, no closer to the flag, just out to the right of where the tree is. You can see it overhanging the shot here. Going with a little wedge up onto the green. It was a bit too far to put it, and I didn't like that grass in front of me for the bump and run.
Bit sharp, but okay.
So I'm now on the green, about 15 foot out, with a putt for a bogey after that drop ball. It doesn't go too bad, my speed's pretty good, but I just didn't read the line right. End up slightly left with the tap in for a double. So on to the third here at Ingleby. It's another 360 yard par 4. The first shot is over the pond that was on the left of the green of the second hole. And I've hit this one pretty well. I'm just hoping I can find it up on the left there. So for the third time in this video, I've got a 7-iron to get me about 160 in. Went slightly behind and off the right, so I was fairly comfortable on it, but for some reason I spent ages standing over this ball, lining it up. I just got it in my head way too much. Still standing over it until I eventually walk in, but it's just so much in my head now after pushing it right on the last that I topped it. Ended up going about 20 yards, if that. So stepped up to do the next one. Hit this one pretty well, a little bit low. Drifted left and hit a tree. I wasn't sure at this point whether I was getting through it, so I then decided to record walking all the way up. I sped this one up, otherwise honestly it was just going to take forever. You can see this tree on the right is the one that I managed to hit it through, but thankfully it came out the other side, didn't drop in the water, and actually left me a decent chip attempt from here. So pulled out the 54 for a little lower chip in. Didn't really commit and left it a little bit short, but now I've got a longer putt than I wanted here for bogey after that top shot. I really need to focus on those second shots after decent drives, because it's really adding to my score and I just don't need that on my scorecard. Rolled this one alright, just misread it again, ended up well left of the hole. Little tap in for double bogey, which left me 4 over after 3 holes, which isn't ideal. But thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have a few more of these. Let me know below if there's anything different you'd like to see me do.